local county auditor accused of spending thousands of tax dollars for a personal photographer. County commissioners say he wasted your money to fund his re-election campaign. But the auditor says all of his expenses were for county business. 19 investigator Mike Mason is showing us why commissioners now want the state to take action.
For the past several months, Medina County's finance director, Brett Thomas, has been investigating auditor Anthony Capretta.
So you were auditing the auditor?
Yes.
Capretta took office in March of 2023. Thomas says for the past couple of years, he noticed Capretta's invoices for a personal photographer.
I've always had suspicions of why on earth would somebody need a private photographer.
Thomas says Capretta was having the photographer snap pics and shoot videos so the auditor could produce materials for his re-election campaign. He then alerted county commissioners.
He was also apparently engaging the individual in managing his Facebook, social media page, re-election pages, and so forth.
Commissioner Stephen Hambley says when questioned, Capretta didn't provide an explanation for the expenses.
What has he said about these?
No response. He refused even to appear for budget hearing this year.
Capretta didn't address our request for an on-camera interview. But in an email, he told 19 Investigates no county funds were used for anything outside of county business. However, on April 30th, all three commissioners signed an affidavit listing a number of allegations against the auditor and these exhibits to back up their claims. It was sent to the state auditor's office for review. Commissioners say Capretta paid the photographer $2,000 a month over the past 2 years, and that bill totaled $46,000. Commissioners say the photographer's invoices listed the jobs he did for Capretta. One from March of last year included posting on Facebook and sending out press releases. Last November's invoice shows the photographer uploaded videos to Capretta's YouTube channel and shot video of Capretta at Medina's Republican headquarters. Commissioners say Capretta then used the photos to produce these postcards, which he mailed to Republican voters.
We believe it's an infraction of the Revised Code, as well as campaign finance laws.
Capretta is also under fire for how he gave employees bonuses at the end of last year.
Much of those bonuses were issued to staff that were already making $100,000 or $75,000 to begin with.
The auditor didn't respond to questions about the bonuses, and Thomas says the bonuses themselves aren't the issue, but the way the auditor paid for them is.
He instructed his staff to move the money out of the salary account overall and hide it in other accounts where he had appropriations, and then mislabel it as wrong accounts.
The state auditor has until June 1st to issue a report. If they find probable cause, it'll then be forwarded to the Attorney General's office. We'll, of course, keep you updated. In Medina County, Mike Mason, 19 News.
On May 5th, Capretta lost his bid for re-election to Rick Dumperth.